Just moments ago, we saw live on 11 News police with guns drawn, a canine ready outside a local business.
Yeah, officers are actively investigating a possible burglary that happened early this morning on the south end of downtown. That's a look at what happened earlier. In the meantime, good morning, everybody. I'm Adam Atchison.
And I'm Rebecca Hager. We are starting this hour with that breaking news. 11 News reporter Kasha Kiraj is the only reporter on scene this morning near Tejonen Mill.
And she is stepping into the scene right now to give us an update.
Investigating the scene.
Kasha, thank you. That truck being towed away behind you right as we speak. We'll check in a little bit.
Now over to starting today, by the way, very important day because construction on roads all across the state will pause at noon ahead of the holiday weekend.
That's right. CDOT's making sure there are no distractions as you head out the door to your 4th of July plans. They're also reminding drivers, please do not text, do not speed or drive under the influence. They're concerned this may be the first major travel weekend since the start of the pandemic, and people might not do so well with it. CDOT says to still expect delays in traffic through the Gap, construction, and other work zones. 4th of July DUI enforcement also starts today and runs through Monday. July 4th is this weekend, of course, as we're saying, and firefighters and homeowners are both concerned about illegal fireworks this year. The big show at Memorial Park is canceled because of COVID-19, so first responders are worried people will try to make their own shows. But remember, personal fireworks are illegal in El Paso County. Anyone illegally using fireworks faces up to 180 days in jail and a $2,500 fine. With all of that in mind, here's how you can watch fireworks from your home safely this weekend. Instead of the normal symphony in the park, there will be a symphony on your porch. Professionals will launch fireworks from 10 different spots around the city, so just about everyone should be able to see some of those. We're pulling up the website here. That's our website. You can watch them again from home, so we'll stream a fireworks display on our website, KKTV.com. If you cannot watch them from home, the show starts at 9:20.
Coming up.
This is happening today. The White House is expected to hold a briefing with some leaders of Congress about reports of Russian bounties being placed on U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. Congressional leaders want to know more about who knew what and when. CBS News reports details of the plot were in the president's daily brief, but a CIA official decided not to verbally brief him on it. President Trump has been criticized for not reading briefs. The White House, though, insists he does read those reports.
Look, we also saw just minutes ago that a Bronco that had a chain attached apparently to what police are telling us was an ATM inside the building towed away.
As your breaking news leader, we will give you the latest information throughout the morning. As soon as we get it, you'll be the first to know.
Over to Sydney, though.
Melissa Henry is live to explain the steps firefighters say you can take to make sure your home and property is protected. Melissa?
TV 11 News.
It's a great resource and no reason not to use it. Thank you. Breaking overnight now, we're receiving updates on a major tragedy in Asia. Officials in Myanmar say a landslide at a jade mine in the country's north has killed at least 113 people. This morning's landslide took place about 600 miles north of Myanmar's biggest city, Yangon. It's in the center of the world's biggest and most lucrative jade mining industry. Current reports are indicating that they're still trying to rescue people from that mine.
It's incredible. As you
take a look at this video, it's the aftermath of a 3-story building collapse in New York. That used to be a gym. One person is being treated for minor injuries. About 2 weeks ago, that gym actually made a social media post saying the building was getting an exterior makeover. Around the same time, the New York Department of Buildings issued a partial stop work order due to part of a brick wall bulging over a sidewalk. Plus, record-breaking gun sales. How many more people are going through background checks for personal firearms? Look outside as you're getting your day started. 622, downtown Colorado Springs. So Sydney was telling me earlier, I asked her why it looked so cloudy and almost hazy at one point. She said there's so much moisture in the air, but you can see kind of those low clouds from this view. We'll have your forecast coming up.
Okay, in the meantime, we need to get to an 11 breaking news alert. I think we're going to go to that, guys, next. Are we going to show some video? Yes. We want to get to the south end of downtown Colorado Springs, a live picture of what has turned out to be a gaming store there at Mill and Tejon. Here's what we know. You can obviously see a lot of damage to the front of the building. Police tell us that 2 suspects reportedly drove into the front windows of this building very early this morning when it was dark. They chained up an ATM to the back of an SUV and then left without the truck or the ATM.
Yeah, if you are just joining us, we've been following this scene all morning long, and it has developed so much by the minute. The first time we saw this, there were police officers outside with guns drawn, making sure that they cleared the building. They just towed that Bronco away within the last half hour. So now there's not many police officers there, but you can see there is still a police car out front among all the debris. There's tons of glass. Kasha talked to police and they told her that they tied up that vehicle to the doors and ripped them off as well.
They also left without really taking anything that they apparently came in for, according to police. Kasha's talking with one of the employees, and we're going to hear from her at the bottom of the hour. So stay with us for an update at 6:30 in our 11 Breaking News Alert.
The FBI is reporting a new record hit in the U.S. Last month saw more background checks on gun sales than any month in over 2 decades. More than 3.9 million background checks associated with the sale, transfer, or permitting of firearms were run in June, making it the highest month on record since the FBI began keeping statistics in 1998. Now, for perspective, the Bureau conducted 2.3 million checks in June of 2019. The recent surge coincides with the pandemic and recent national protests. Welcome back. This is an 11 breaking news alert. Police are looking for whoever rammed their truck into this local store, tied up an ATM to the back of it, and then just left it there. And this is the mess that was left. You're seeing video from earlier this morning.
We know that the suspects are still out there somewhere. Police are searching for them. This all developed while you were sleeping. The truck gone now, and we are working to confirm more on the search as well as what may have happened in the course of the overnight hours. We also are following an anticipated special report that's set to happen any minute from CBS. It's going to be over the June jobs report for the U.S. Economists expect another month of job growth and recovery, which would be good news.
Yeah, it's estimated 3 million jobs were added in June, moving the unemployment rate to 12.3%. It was at 13.3% in May. That is an improvement. Let's go to that report. And it's a crazy scene. 11 News reporter Kasha Carriage is joining us live. She is the only reporter there, at least the first one there. This is at Tejon Mill. Kasha, what's going on right now?
Behind me, back to you guys.
Kasha, I know you just talked to an employee at that store. What did they tell you?
Yeah,
Hopefully they can find whoever did this. Let's turn things over to Sydney now and get an update on your weather forecast for this busy Thursday. An ATM.
We showed you police with guns drawn live earlier this morning. Kasha Carriage was the first reporter on scene. Kasha?
guys.
And they've since towed the SUV,
Yeah.
and the ATM must still be inside. Crazy.
Keeps changing by the minute. Thank you. Let's go ahead and check in now with our meteorologist, Sydney Jackson, for a look at what's happening outside with the day ahead. Sydney? Thank you. Happening now, we are heading into some of the hottest and driest weather of the year.
And 11 News reporter Melissa Henry has been looking into this. She talked with experts about how you can be safe and protect your home. Simple steps, Melissa.
Happening tomorrow, St. Louis City and County will begin requiring masks. Everyone over the age of 9 will have to wear face masks when they're inside businesses and other public accommodations. Also, when outside when social distancing is not possible. There are some exceptions, like disabilities or health issues. Failure to comply could result in health officials asking the courts to step in and order businesses to require masks. New this morning, an experimental COVID-19 vaccine shows some early promise. Human volunteers who were treated by Pfizer's trial vaccine developed in with BioNTech had immune responses that showed the vaccine could be protective. The results, which are just being tested on 45 people right now, are considered preliminary. Volunteers had side effects that are considered typical for vaccines, for example, fever and a little bit of pain. In an 11 breaking news alert, we just learned within the last few minutes the job report for June. It is good news. Unemployment in the U.S. fell to 11%. A record 4.8 million jobs were added in the month of June. The nation has now recovered roughly 1/3 of the 22 million jobs it lost to the pandemic, but we are expecting coronavirus cases to increase, and we're not sure what will happen yet.
We have been following this overnight, and we just got some new video of a deadly landslide into our newsroom. This is so important to take a look at your screen because it shows this jade mine, or at least the area where this mine is in the country's north part, Myanmar's north area. At least 113 people died overnight. This morning's landslide took place about 600 miles north of the country's biggest city. Rescue efforts are still underway at this hour. We're waiting to learn if there are any survivors, but they said a massive amount of soil fell. It caused this huge wave, and that wave overtook hundreds, clearly dozens, maybe 100 or more people.
It's incredible video. Devastating, though.
Let's move on to this. One of the largest coronavirus testing sites in the state's now back open for its normal hours today. A last-minute donation of 10,000 test kits from the state will allow this test site at the Pepsi Center to continue to operate 7 days a week in Denver. 24 hours ago, we told you the city of Denver was facing a supply shortage, which forced it to reduce hours. That's because of the big spike in cases that they allowed neighboring states to borrow test kits. That caused a short-term shortage, but now things back up and running.
Time right now is 6:56. We'll continue to follow breaking news in Colorado Springs. Police are looking for suspects in a break-in. They drove the car right through the business.
Showed you the guns drawn live. Kasha was giving you some of the details earlier this hour. Video at Facebook and on our website at kktv.com. And we're back at 7:25. Welcome back to 11 News. We have an 11 breaking news alert this morning. South end of downtown Colorado Springs near Tejon and Mill. There's a heavy police presence inside this building. We know that officers just showed up with the K9 unit to search it. And if you're looking at your screen, you can see there's a giant hole in the side of the building. In fact, our reporter on scene is telling us it's a car-sized hole, and officers appear to be searching the building.
Yeah, she also says there is a Bronco parked right in front that they've been gathered around. It's not clear if that has anything to do with this, but you can see the canine there and quite a bit of the damage. She, I believe, is zoomed in from across the street because they told her they were still working to clear the building a little bit ago.
You can tell it's a pretty tense situation because you see on the left there, those officers have their guns drawn. So perhaps they're trying to clear the building. Perhaps they think somebody might still be inside. A lot of damage, shattered glass there in the front. So something clearly happened in order for perhaps somebody to get into the building. Maybe that's what they think is happening here. We don't know for certain. But again, we'll have more on this possible break-in as it develops throughout the morning. We have a crew on scene.
Okay. The FBI is